Pada sebelum kita sebelum berhijrah kita talbiyah labbaik Allahumma labbaik labbaik la syarika lak labbaik innal hamda wa ni'mata lak wal mulk la syarika lak. Pada 10 Zulhijjah kita pagi tu kita akan start takbir Allahu akbar Allahu akbar Allahu akbar la ilaha illallah Allahu akbar Allahu akbar walillahi alhamd. Itu sahaja seruan yang dibenarkan. Atau zaman jahiliyah pun diorang masih talbiyah juga. Tapi talbiyah dia ada syirik lah. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik labbaik la syarika lak labbaik illa syarikan huwalaka wa malak. Dia kata tiada sekutu bagi kau kecuali sekutu yang kau nak yang ia milik kau dan juga kau yang bagi kau dan kau miliki. Jadi diorang pada zaman tersebut diorang ada fahaman macam tu. Fahaman bahawa boleh buat syirik dengan izin Tuhan. Itu pelik sikitlah tapi benda ni yang kita kata yang kita nak sekat, yang kita sekat. Ada pun yang lain buatlah ibadat tu terbuka. Cuma zaman sekarang ni pasal DIY banyak, dia punya flow tu tak pernah berhenti. The flow of people coming, abang pergi sa'i ke, pergi tawaf ke, sentiasa penuh. Sentiasa penuh. Tak adalah time dulu kita macam ada kosong sikit. Sekarang tak ada. Untuk mana tu bang?
Tak kan? Page berapa ada cakap buka?
Ya. Okey, 6 kot. Ya. 7 kan? 7 kan?
Ya.
8 dah. Oh yelah betul. 8 lagi 2 Qā'idah. Okey.
Page berapa? 295. Okey.
295. Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise be to Allah. We praise Him, we ask for His help, we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the wickedness of ourselves and from the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be misguided for him. Whoever misguided by Allah, then nobody can be a guider for him. I bear witness in no God worthy to worship except Allah, only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness in Muhammad, His messenger and His servant. O Allah, give good praise upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. And give good praise upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. Bless upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Very most worthy of praises and exalted in glory. Today, inshallah, we continue with our 48 rules. So we actually have 3 more, 48, 49 and 50 of Quranic rules. 50 Quranic rules. I apologize to all of you for actually the time for me to go to the hospital for treatment of my eye. It's normally on Thursday. Because that is the day that they will doing everything. So they said on that day to always put it on Thursday. It's not intentionally. So sometimes we have to postpone our class because of that. So may Allah Ta'ala give me good health and also make us to have our class continuously without delay, inshallah. Okay, 48th rule of Quran rule, the saying of Allah, Qad alima kullu unasim mashrabahum, from Surah Al-Baqarah verse number 60, have already known all human, all people, their place for drinking. Their place for drinking. Already knew all people, all human, their place of drinking. Their place of drinking, mashrab, from shariba. Mashrab is place for drinking. Like mal'ab, place for playing, because la'iba is play, mal'ab. Like mat'am is place for eating, because ta'ima is eat. So basically it's the same. Like the madrasah is place for learning, because darasa is learning, madras is a place for learning, but they have the ta marbuta in the hand. Okay, qad alima kullu nasi mashrabahum. I already knew every human their place for drinking. He said here, hadhihi qa'idatun qur'aniyyatun muhkamatun. This is a wise Quranic rule. Sarat masarul amsal. It become in the way of a parable. In amsal in Arabic is parable. Means that when you say you make an example for something with something. Like you said in Arabic, they said if somebody protect himself or save himself to a worse situation, means he in bad situation, but he go to worse situation, worse than the first one. The parable will say kal mustajiri minar ramda'i bin nar. The person is like a person who protect himself with fire from the hot land with a fire. You stepping on a hot land is not nice. When the road or the land become hot, you don't want to stay in there. But this guy protect himself from that hot land with a fire. So it was that is in Arabic is as a parables or examples. So this Quranic rule from the ayah 60 of Surah Al-Baqarah being said by the author as go into the parables way. Wahia atharun min athari hikmatillahi ta'ala fi khalqihi, and it is a sign from the sign of wisdom of Allah the All High on His creation. You want to see the wisdom of Allah, you look at the creation. You can know that Allah Ta'ala is so wise. Tu'inu man tadabbaraha ala ru'yatil umur bitawazuni wal i'tidal. It will help whoever look carefully into it to look into matters with the scale and also middle thought. You don't go into the opposite extreme, because in Islam the extreme is two types. One type is you neglecting everything. The other type is you are doing so more than what being told to you. It's two type of extreme. Sometimes people, when say about extreme, they will always go into the most doing more than what supposed to. But when neglecting, you don't say extreme. But the extremism in Islam is both sides, because we are being called as ummatan wasata, the middle ummah, the middle nation. Why? Because we are not like the Jews or the Christian. The Jews always neglecting everything being told to them by Allah. Whatever being given to them as a rule, they always broke it. Will break any rule. But at the same time, the Christian, they are doing more than they were supposed to do. Being told to them to be near to Allah, they stop marrying people, marrying women, start celibacy, don't want to marry, don't want to work, don't want to. This is wrong, because you are not supposed to be like that. Because if everybody becoming a monk, a priest, then how will the nation will grow? The nation will stop to grow. No new children will be coming to this world to replace us who are doing things today. So the two extreme is sometimes, like I said, wrongly be understood by people. When neglecting, they said it's not extreme. Doing more is extreme. Actually, in Islam, you neglecting is extreme, because you're extreme in following your desire. Following your desire, you're extreme in following it until you neglect the command of the religion. Or the other side, when you are actually doing more than being told for you to do, is also any type of extreme. Because of that, we are the middle ummah. We are the middle nation. Allah said, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. It's not wasata. In some people understood that you are doing good and bad also. Doing good and bad means that he can recite Quran, he can sing, he can dance. Sometimes people look at not extreme is like that. You know that when 11 September happened in US, so at that time everybody is focusing on Islam, and then a journalist in Egypt, she came and asked one of the ministers in Egypt about Islamic prayer, 5-time prayers. So when the minister, you know, in Egypt, they are not really go into Islam, really in Islam. Either you are a Sufi or a Sufi group, or you are a socialist. You know, you're not really doing Islam, secularist. There you are separating Islam from your life. But in prayer, sometimes praying, they will pray. Our neighbor, like the Indonesian people, I can see like that. They are wearing short skirt, but still going to the musalla to pray. Here we in Malaysia, if you are wearing short skirt, you will not go to the mosque. You not go to the surau or musalla to pray. There they will pray. They will pray. Even though they are doing wrong things, they will still pray. And that is actually, is a right thing to do, because you don't add up your sin of doing wrong thing by neglecting the command of Allah upon you. You didn't say that as long as God is hating me, I doing everything. No, not like that. Because you're not covering your aura is one mistake. But not to pray is another mistake. So anyway, this minister answered, I pray 5 times a day. You know, the journalist, what did she say? She said, so extreme. Because they in Christian society only come to the church once a week. And that if they feel have sinned, a lot of sin, then they come. If they feel that they didn't do anything, they will not come. No wrongdoing, no coming to the church. You know, once a week only. Once a week. So this guy, as a minister, praying 5 times a day. Oh, so extreme. You know, following Islam to the dot, that is what you're supposed to do. Not to say that you do everything that is extreme. No. Like I said, an extreme in Islam, extremism, it will come from neglecting or doing more than what you're supposed to do. Both sides. Because sometimes some people say that the extreme is only on the topic of Osama bin Laden, Taliban. That is the extreme, because they actually fight in the name of Islam. Because go to the extent to war. But at the same time, people doesn't pray, they don't shut their mouth, don't say anything. It's wrong. Like I said, both are wrong. But you should leave out both. Don't do both. Don't do the extreme or the neglect. No, the extreme of the right side or the left side. In the Western country, they have that terms: right wing, left wing. The right wing, the left wing. We don't want the wing. We want the middle one. Okay. He said here, Hadhihi qa'idatun. Hadhil qa'idatu. This rule, juz'un min ayatil karimati fi surah Al-Baqarah wal Al-Imran. It is part of the noble ayah in surah Al-Baqarah and surah Al-A'raf. In surah Al-A'raf, fi qissati istisqa'i Nabi Allah Musa alaihi salam liqaumihi. In the story of Moses, peace be upon him, peace and prayers be upon him, asking from Allah water. Istisqa means you ask from Allah water when the water is not there. Or sometimes it being considered as to say ask for rain. But Moses doesn't ask for rain. He asked for water. And then Allah Ta'ala give Moses water. Again, I said not rain. Because the water was drank by his people, came out of a stone. Out of a stone that doesn't have anything, water came and gushing from the stone. So that is actually the real thing that happened to Moses, peace be upon him, when he asked from Allah to give water to his people. To give water to his people. The ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 60. In Surah Al-A'raf, verse number 160. Verse number 160. In Al-Baqarah, 60. But in Surah Al-A'raf, verse number 160. Allah Ta'ala said in that ayah, when Moses asked for his people water. 160. 160. Here 60, there 160. Okay. Allah Ta'ala said in that ayah, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 60, Allah Ta'ala said, وَإِذِ اسْتَسْقَى مُوسَى لِقَوْمِهِ, and recall, وَإِذ, whenever in the Quran, you see إِذ, that is, Allah Ta'ala said to the Prophet ﷺ, then remember when. And recall when istasqa Musa liqaumihi, Moses prayed for water for his people. He asked for water, like I said, asking for water. But we in our terms, or our Sharia way of worship, the asking for water is considered to ask for rain, for the rain to fall down on the earth. And we always do that whenever drought or heat is so intense on the land. We will go out and ask for water from Allah. The cloud seeding can be done, but actually you cannot stop the cloud to stay at one place. The cloud will be pushed away by the wind. Because of that, asking for istisqa in our Sharia is about going out, asking from Allah to pour down the rain upon us. That is the term. But in this particular ayah, Moses, when he asked for water, he prayed for water for his people. The water is actually not coming like rain, but it's actually like we said here, Fakul nadrib bi'asaka al-hajar. Then we said, strike with your staff, the stone. Means there's a stone there in front of Moses. Allah Ta'ala said, strike the stone with your staff. People sometimes try to find what is the type of wood Moses' staff was. Actually, in Museum Topkapi in Turkey, they have that staff. They said is the staff of Moses. I don't know why, but they like something like that. Anyway, the thing is about the staff of Moses. It's not miraculous because it is what is the type of the wood from which tree being taken off. It is actually because Allah want it to happen. Because of that, the staff of Moses becomes snake. He hit the sea and it split. The sea split into two. Not into two, but into 12 ways for them to move, and strike upon the stone, and water come out gushing from the stone. It's because Allah want Moses to do the act. He doesn't give it like that because we know, we mentioned about it. You must do an effort to get something from Allah. The effort may be not really that big, but Allah will make it happen. Like Mary, mother of Jesus, when she already gave birth to Jesus, she's so weak at that time. But when Allah Ta'ala want to give her food, Allah did give her food before giving birth to Jesus. Food came to her just like that. But during the birth of Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, she was being told to shake the stem of the dates, the palm tree. The stem of the palm tree, she being told to shake. That is what we always remind, that in Islam you must do the effort. Like the Prophet ﷺ went into war wearing the armor. It's not because he doesn't believe in the protection from Allah, but he actually taking part. Like here, Moses want that to happen. The splitting of the sea, he must hit with his staff the sea. Then only the sea will be split. And also this one, it's just Allah Ta'ala want to tell us to do your part. Then Allah will give you the other part. The thing will be given to you, but you have to do. Same like the Prophet ﷺ said to us, "Lau tatawakkaluna Allahi kahaku tawakkulihi." If you depend on Allah, the real dependent was Allah. La razaqakum kama razaqat tayr. Allah will give provision for you like He give provision to the birds. Birds, you can see that the birds always went out and came back full. Never will they came back empty stomach. Always full. Then the Prophet said, "Taghdu khimasan." It went out empty belly, wa taruhu bitana, and came back full belly. But the thing that being said in that hadith, that the bird still go out, not staying inside its nest to waiting for the provision to come. The same for you when you depend to Allah, you must do the act. You must do the act. You don't, I said, you don't wait for the thing to happen. You want to eat, you want to get rid of your hunger, go and cook. Don't just look at the rice. Looking at the rice, when it become rice to be cooked. You don't do anything. You do at the egg. You don't fry it. You don't boil it. And then you're looking at it. It's wrong. Because of that. So Allah Ta'ala told Moses, strike with your staff the ocean, the sea, the stone. Here the stone. فَانْفَجَرَتْ مِنْ husnata ashrata aina. And there gush forth from it 12 spring. From the stone, 12 spring gushing out. قَدْ عَلِمَ كُلُّ أُنَاسٍ مَشْرَبَهُمْ. And every people knew its watering place. The place for them to drink, known to them. Because the tribes of Jews, they have 12 tribes according to the 12 brothers of the son of Jacob, son of Israel or Jacob. They are 12, and Joseph or Yusuf is one of them from the 12. So from those 12 came the 12 tribes of Israelites. They're returning to that. They are from the same family, but they cannot mix each other. So Allah Ta'ala give them, everybody their own place for drinking. Every tribe. Even though they are, like we said, they are from the same family. Our grandfather is the same. Our great-great-great-grandfather is the same. But still they cannot mix each other. So Allah Ta'ala make everybody know its place for drinking. Allah Ta'ala said, "Kulu washrabu min rizqillah." Eat and drink from the provision of Allah. وَلَا تَعْثَوْا فِي الْأَرْضِ مُفْسِدِينَ, and do not commit abuse on the earth and spreading corruption. That is being told to them to do, to know, do and not to do. Okay. وَالْمَعْنَى الْخَاص الَّذِي يَتَعَلَّقُ بِهَذِهِ الْآيَةِ الْكَرِيمَةِ, the specific meaning that related to this noble ayah, أَنَّ اللَّهَ تَعَالَى إِمْتَنَّ عَلَى بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ, that Allah Ta'ala bestow His blessing upon the children of Israel, the children of Jacob, بِأَنْ جَعَلَ الْعُيُونَ الَّتِي انْفَجَرَتْ مِنْ ذَلِكَ الْحَجَرِ, by making the water that gushing, the spring that gushing from that stone, إِثْنَتَيْ عَشَرَةَ عَيْنًا, 12 springs, بِعَدِدِ قَبَائِلِ بَنِي Israel, by the numbers of the tribes of the children of Israel. مَنْعًا لِلزِّحَامِ, why? Is actually to stop the crowding. People to be crowding upon each other. وَتَيْسِيرًا عَلَيْهِمْ, it is actually to ease up for them. لِيَعْرِفَ كُلُّ سِبْتٍ مِنْ أَسْبَاطِ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيل, لِيُعْرَفَ كُلُّ سِبْتٍ مِنْ أَسْبَاطِ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيل, so being known every descendant of the descendant of the children of Israel, means that you are from the family of Joseph, or or Yahuda, or which one, Levi, which tribe are you? Everybody knows. Allah making everybody know where they should be. 12 spring, and Allah make them to be guided to go to the spring that's specific for their tribes. That is actually the bestow of blessing of Allah for them. فلما تحققت هذه المنة, and when this bestow, what been bestowed by Allah, already been completed, اكتملت عليهم النعمة, and the blessing become complete upon them, بتنوع المأكل والمشرب, by the various types of foods and drinks, من غير جهد, without any effort. Because before this topic about the spring, when they actually feel hungry, Allah send down to them two things, manna or salwa. Manna is the types of sweet. Some of the scholars or the commentator of the Qur'an, they said manna is like a cotton candy, sweet that come falling down from the sky. They will pick it up and start to eat it, just like that. Like cotton candy, coming down, falling down to the tree and every place. So they take it and they eat it, or they mix it with water and drink it. Salwa is actually a type of bird. Being said is like a quail. We don't really know what is the size or the types of the bird, but the bird will come down and they will take it and slaughter it and eat it. And the water that being sent to them from the stone is another blessing from Allah, another provision from Allah for them. So all of it without any effort. They don't have to plan anything, chase anything, or dig anything. They don't have to dig a well, don't have to chase the bird, and they don't have to get the sweet from any place else. The sweet will come to them. Just pick it up and eat it without any effort. Wala ta'ab, without any tiredness. They will have to be tired. Bal huwa mahdu fadlillahi wa rizqihi. Even so, it is actually a mere advantages from Allah and His provision. Nothing more than that. Just Allah Ta'ala want to give for them because of that. Merely just because of the advantages that Allah Ta'ala give them, the abundant gift that Allah Ta'ala want to give them, and also provision from Him. وَتَمَّتْ عَلَيْهِمُ النِّعْمَةُ بِتَنْزِيمِ أَمْرِهِمْ فِي الْوُرُودِ وَالصُّدُورِ, and being completed upon them the blessing by the arrangement of their matter in coming to the stone and coming out from that stone, coming to the stone to take their water and coming out. Everybody is actually being arranged by Allah. فَأَصْبَحُوا munazzamin, then they become all arranged. So everybody know what to do. You know, when any people, happen, the water in some places, like in Sungai Petani, and plus we also at our place, our house before in the 80s, happened to have problem with water. So the water truck will come and give water. We actually at that time will get everything that we can, kept water in it to come to that place. But sometimes it's so big you cannot carry it away. Some of us will get the big pot, to carry the water to our place. But at that time, sometimes when people already not being aligned, what will happen? Scuffle will happen. People will start to shout to each other, start to fight with each other. So that thing doesn't happen when Moses stroked his staff upon a stone and 12 spring came out. No scuffle, no fighting each other happened there. Even before, I remember when once before, when being announced that the petrol will be, tomorrow will be add up 1 cent or 10 cent, the price will raise up. So at that night, people actually will queue up to fill up their cars with petrol and start to have fight with each other because somebody will start to jump the queue and everything. So this is actually something that we when Allah Ta'ala make us to be arranged, to be following the rules, that is actually among things that is blessing from Allah. If one start to go against the rule and everybody start to go against the rule, then no system can make people to be at peace. Nobody will be at peace. Getting their provision, getting their what they need, but still start to fight to each other. Okay. La yabghi ahadun ala ahadin. Nobody is actually oppressing upon another. Wala yunkisu ahadun haqqi ahadin, and will not taking out anybody the right of others, anybody else. Nobody taking the rights of others. Nobody stepping upon each other. That is the blessing of Allah. That is the thing that we want to understand. وهذا المعنى الذي دلت عليه هذه القاعدة this meaning that being shown by this, upon it by this rule, جاء ذكره في قاعدة أخرى. It came in another rule, لكن بلفظ مغاير, but with different words. وذلك في قوله تعالى, and that is actually from the saying of Allah in Surah Isra, verse number 84. Kul kullun ya'malu ala shakilatihi. Say, O Muhammad, that everybody is working on their own terms, on their own way. Kul kullun ya'malu ala shakilatihi. Everybody is working upon their own way, their own rule. Because this ayah came 84. Okay. Allah said, Kul kullu ya'malu ala syakilatihi. Say, O Muhammad, that everybody is working on their own way. But farabbuka a'lam man huwa ahda sabila. But your Lord, Allah, is the one that knowing, who really knows who are on the right path, who are the most that get the guidance. You working as what we told to you, they will say that I'm working the way that Allah told me, but in the end, Allah is the one that knowing everybody's their rights. Are you doing your part or not? Allah is the one that knowing that. That is from the ayah of 84, Surah Isra. Kul kullu ya'malu ala syakilatihi. Because the ayah before that, wa idza an'amna 'alal insan a'rada wa na'a bi janibihi. When we bestow favor upon human, upon man, a'rada, he will turn away, distance himself, wa na'a bi janibihi, and wa idza masa syarru kana ya'usa, and when evil touch him, something bad touch him, he will be ever despairing. Then Allah said, say, O Muhammad, each working according to his manner, but your Lord is the most knowing, who is the best guide in way. Okay? Okay, so that is that ayah is quite really almost the same meaning of what our rule today. Ay ala tariqatihi wa siratihi. That is actually upon his way, upon his whatever he can. Upon his way or his manner. Alladhi i'tadaha sahibuha. That actually familiar with it, its owner, the owner of the deeds. That is the way that he know. Wa nasha 'alayha, and he being brought up upon it. Wa kama anna hadha al-ma'na alladhi dallat 'alayhi hadhihi al-qa'idatu faqad ja'a as-sunnatu bitakririhi kama fi qawlihi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And as same as this meaning that being shown by this rule, the sunnah came to clarify it as being the saying of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, i'malu fakullun muyassarun lima khuliqa lahu. Do your work, do your deeds, because everybody is actually being eased up for what he been created for. This hadith came when one of his companion of the Prophet ﷺ, his companion, asked him saying, Ya Rasulullah, anadkhulul jannah bi'a'malina am bima fil kitab. Does we go into the paradise with our deeds or with whatever being written in whatever predestined for us in the book? We are going to paradise by our deeds or whatever being written there. So the Prophet ﷺ, bal bima fil kitab, that you will go to the paradise according to what being written on the book. Then his companion continue asking, Falimal amal. Then why are the work? Because you said that we go to the paradise according to the book. Or in other words, he said, Afala nattakil bima fil kitab wa nada'ul amal. Can we depend on whatever on in the book and we left out any deeds? Then the Prophet answered, no. I'malu, you have to do. Kullun muyassar lima qudirahu. Everybody is being eased up for whatever he been created for. Means that if a person is being predestined by Allah to be among the dwellers, the inhabitants of the paradise, then he can do the good deeds easily. He can do the good deeds easily. Like Allah make him to memorize the Qur'an in the early age. Other kids playing around, with marbles and everything, going into the drain and climbing a tree. But this particular guy, Allah Ta'ala make him to memorize the Quran in the early age. And that is one of the easiness that Allah Ta'ala will give them. Making sure that he have friends that will always advise him and, take his hand into the goodness. And that is the thing. But actually, the person may not be doing that. Because Allah Ta'ala will open up the way, but he still have the choice to make, to go or not to go, to read or not to read. Because Allah Ta'ala is giving you your reward and count upon you your sin upon your choices. Not upon what will happen, upon your choices. So your choice is actually something that Allah Ta'ala is up, give something that actually will help you to do that, but you are doing it or not doing it is actually upon you. Because Allah Ta'ala will punish you if you choose wrongly. You make a wrong decision, then Allah Ta'ala will punish you. About the situation, you can do it or not, that is the other thing. Because like I said, sometimes a person is being eased up to do good deeds. The other one being eased up to do bad things. Some people, I don't know why, Allah Ta'ala make ease up. He went to any place, Allah Ta'ala make sure that, making him to stumble upon things that is not appropriate. Passing by, I have few friends, in my neighborhood when I was small. This guy, he actually go out. I go out to the shop at night to buy things for my family, but I don't see things like he see. He passing by any windows of the houses and start to see naked women. And he told me, I saw here, and everything. But the thing is, like being said, Allah Ta'ala opened up for him for the easiness to do that. One of my friend also, I don't know why. Every time he went to the supermarket, hypermarket, when he was walking, any girls look at him, start to smile. To ease up for him to do the second thing or third things. He can do everything he want because he just do like that, so charming towards the woman. Even though I said to myself, I'm more handsome than him. He is. But actually, he just make it easy. Make it easy to do. So the Prophet ﷺ, when he said to us, he said, "I'malu, do your deeds, do your work." Because kullun muyassaru lima qudira lahu, everybody is up for whatever been predestined or was created for it. Means that will be eased up. But still, whether you are doing it or not is another thing. Because Allah Ta'ala will make somebody, I said, ease up for badness. But Allah Ta'ala can make him to do the choice that not to go to that place. Or the other one, that he have the intention to go away. He is up for goodness, but the choice to go or not to go, to when he heard the calling of Adhan, whether he want to come or not is upon him. Upon him, ease up. Allah will ease up. When maybe somebody will call, his mother will call, don't you want to go to the mosque? Then he's starting to, okay, I have to go to the mosque. Sometimes that will help him to do the right choice. But actually, like we said, the choice is actually what will make you have the reward or the punishment. But the situation, that is what predestined for you. Predestined for you. Okay? Wal-Hasilu, and the conclusion, anna hadal ma'na ja'ati syari'atu bitakririhi bi'ibarati mutanawwi'atin, that this meaning, the Sharia, the religion, came to rectify, to affirm it with many types of words, وجمل مختصرة وألفاظ مختلفة, and shorten sentences, and also various of words, because the meaning is the same. Yes, everybody is doing their own way. You work as your own way, or your own manners, but not according to others. But you will be given your reward according to what you do, not by others. Because the word from the start, because Allah Ta'ala make qad alima kullu unasim mashrabahum, every human, every people knew their place for drinking. Allah Ta'ala make them know where to go, and that is the way that guided by Allah. ولعلنا في هذه القاعدة نشير إلى أهم هذه التطبيقات التي حصل بسبب الإخلال بها بعض الآثار السيئة. And we may in this rule point to the most important practical that happen because of laxness in implementation of this rule, some of the bad effect to many human. Means that if you don't understand this rule, then some of the things inside your life will be having bad effect. Wafata bisa bidzalika ba'dul makasib at-tayyibati, and will loosen because of it some of the good things that you can get. Dzalikum huwa, and that is actually among it, the first one, ahamiyatu ma'rifatil insan lil mawahibi wal qudrat allati wahabahu Allahu iyyaha. The importance of a human to know whatever bestowed to him, or the capability that Allah Ta'ala bestow him with it. Liyufida fi majalil ladhi yunasibuhu, so that he will get benefit from any field that actually appropriate with him. Means that what you can do, you must choose the works for the way that Allah Ta'ala already given to you. Because like being given to them the way, the water for them to drink, they must know the way to go to that water. So for you also to benefit of your life, of your situation, you must know your capability that Allah Ta'ala bestow you with it. Okay. إذ من المتقرر أن الناس ليسوا على درجة واحدة, because from a thing that is actually being understood and being agreed upon, that human is not on the same level. Me, you, and everybody are not in the same level. You have your own way, I have my own way. I have my own understanding, you have your own understanding. So human must actually really understand that. Okay? Fil mawahib wal qudrat wa taqat, in what being bestowed, the capability and the strength that he have is not the same. Walam yajtami' al-kamal al-bashari illa fil anbiya alaihi salatu wassalam, and will not combine the perfectness of human being except on the prophets of Allah, upon them good prayers and peace. Only they been given the completeness of the perfectness of human being. Other than that, no, you cannot do everything. Like that today, when you look at yourself, when you doing da'wah for Islam, sometimes things that you can do, the others cannot do. You can do, they cannot do. But the thing that they can do, you cannot do. If you look into it carefully, you are not doing everything. You cannot do everything. Because you have to know that Allah Ta'ala make for you your way, for me my way, for that person his way. Okay? Fama'rifatul insan lima yuhsinuhu wa yatamayyazu bihi muhimun jidda. So know the knowing of a human for what he is good in it and he is special in it is really important. Fi tahdidil majal alladhi yantaliqu fihi, in making boundaries for the field that he will go into it. Liyabda'a wa liyanfa'a ummatahu, so that he will make an innovation and also to make benefit for his nation. Laisal qasdu huwal amal fahasbu. It's not only just to do work, but the work that appropriate for you. Bal ibda' wal itqan, even so it is for innovation and also for perfectness in something. That is the real reason for you to work. Because like here we see we asatidah can teach, but we are not capable in controlling everything, like controlling the camera, controlling the sound, the speaker, the projector from that part. So we need somebody like our brother Adwa. You need somebody. You cannot do everything. If me, Ustaz or Sheikh Singi, doing all the computer thing, doing this and that and everything, what will happen? It's not about if you do everything, nobody have any work. No, because you are specialized in one thing. Do the best that you can do. In what you are specialized in it. The Allah Ta'ala give you the capability in it. Don't go into the other field. وَمَنْ نَظَرْ فِي سِيَارِ الصَّحَابَةِ رِضْوَانُ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ. And whoever look into the biography, the history of the companion, please Allah, may Allah please be upon them, adraka shay'an min diqqati tatbiqihim lima'ani hadhihi al-qa'idati. He will know, he will get a little of the finest, the fine practical, their fine practical of this meaning of this rule, the companion. Allati nahnu bi sarih hadis anha, that we are in the middle of discussion upon it, about it. Qad alima kullu unasin mashrabahun. Already knew everybody, everyone, every human knew its place of drinking. Faminhum al-alimul mutakhassisu, because among the companion they are the knowledgeable that have specialty. Wa min ma'rum bisinani wa maqari al-fursan, and some of them is known to have the art of war and also to ride horses. So he can strike an arrow upon a horses. But this one is known to give knowledge to others. Wasalithu yubdi'u fi mayadin asy-sya'ri wal bayan. And the third one is actually making innovation in the field of poet and also in eloquent speech. Because in that time the Prophet ﷺ is not being attacked only with bow and arrow, bow and arrow, or sword and bow or arrow, but everything. And among the way people provoking each other in that time is by poet. You want to praise somebody, you say a poet. You want to belittle him, you say a poet. Then you belittle him. The poet will be sang throughout the whole Arab land because of your poet. So the companion must be one of them to protect or defend the Prophet from that part. When the non-believer saying bad things about the Prophet through the poem, he will defend it from that part. And the other guy is on the other field. So everybody must know what is really being specialized for him by Allah. Okay? وَمِنْ جَمِيعِ مَا يُذْكَرُ فِي هَذَا الْمَقَامِ. And from among what is beautiful to be mentioned in this situation, Al-Qissatu allati rawaha Ibnu Abdul Bar fi Tamhid. The story that being narrated by Ibn Abdul Bar in his book At-Tamhid. ذَلِكَ أَنَّ Abdullah ibn Abdul Aziz al-Umari al-Abid. That is the guy named Abdullah bin Abdul Aziz al-Umari. If not mistaken, he is the great grandchild of Umar ibn Khattab. Al-Umari is actually because he is descendant of Umar ibn Khattab. The word Al-Bakri is the descendant of Abu Bakar. Okay, that is being used before. He said that this guy, Abdullah bin Abdul Aziz al-Umari, kataba ila al-Imam Malik yahudduhu ila al-infirad wal amal. He wrote to Imam Malik. Imam Malik, we know Malik bin Anas, he is among the scholar of the tabi'in, the follower of the Sahaba. He didn't met the Sahaba, he met those who met the Sahaba. So he's among the tabi'in. But he also known as the Imam of the Medina, the land of Hijrah, the land of migration. He is the Imam there. So being known, being accepted. But he was teaching and teaching and teaching. So this fellow, the great grandson of Umar, wrote to him, Yahudduhu ilal infirad, that urged him to be alone and to do deeds. Don't go into scuffle with people about the matters of anybody asking question. Don't go into that. Go and do your own deeds. Care for yourself. Don't go into giving fatwas and teaching. Because actually when you go into teaching and fatwas, sometimes you will touch somebody with your words. Somebody asks you about something. You may not know that the person is asking about another person. Or maybe that person, a preacher, somebody with position in the society. So you answer the question, and suddenly the answer is being circled around. He said, Ustaz Adli said something like that, and this and that. Ustaz Adli is talking about this guy. Sometimes it will happen. You are not intentionally answering about that guy. And that guy will actually listen to you and suddenly will start to being provoked. Okay, why are you talking about me? This guy is really want to touch everybody. So we are not talking about you, actually. Sometimes just the words that you ask. So Imam Malik rahimahullah, in his time, he was giving fatwas, teaching. So sometimes things like that happen. So Ubaidillah, Abdullah bin Abdul Aziz, he tried to advise the Imam to let go of that position and just work for yourself. Work, deeds for yourself. Don't go into that field because you will start to touch somebody with your words. وَيُرَغِبُ بِهِ عَنِ الْإِجْتِمَاعِ إِلَيْهِ فِي الْعِلْمِ وَيَرْغَبُ بِهِ and he don't want him from people coming towards Imam Malik in knowledge, because they come, they ask and everything, and you will start to answer and something will happen. And sometimes, may Allah protect us, when we have this position as teachers to teach, some praises from some people will start to making our heart to sway to the wrong side. You start to want to say something, you afraid whether people will accept or not. You afraid will say this is haram, so people will reject you. So you start to say it's halal. So something will make effect on you in what you say, because you actually accepting people to listen to you. Okay, so his advice is quite good, because you actually will be asked about your deeds, not about others. Allah will question you for what you do. So when you are touching people, saying things that will affect the others, maybe people will hurt by your words. So it is actually, you should get away from that position. That is the advice. Fakataba ilayhi Malikun. Then Imam Malik wrote back to him. He said, Inna Allah Azza wa Jalla, Allah, the most great, Qasamal a'mala, He divide the deeds. Kama qasamal arzaq, as He divide the provision. You get more, I get less, she get more than you, that one get less than me. That is the way Allah Ta'ala separating or dividing all the provision. The same as the deeds. Imam Malik said the deeds also being divided by Allah. Allah divides all the deeds like He divides all the provision. Farubba rajulin futiha lahu fi salati wal yuftah lahu fi sawm. Many of men who been opened up for him in prayers. In prayers, he can recite long, stay up long. But at the same time, it's not open for him in fasting. He cannot fast. Fasting, he will fail. But getting up at night to pray, he can do that. Wa akharu futiha lahu fi sadaqati. And the other one is been open for him in sadaqah. But walam yuftah lahu fi siyam. But it's not open for him in fasting. Wa akharu futiha lahu fil jihad. And the other one is open up for him for the jihad, for the war, to go to war. He is so capable of. Walam yuftah lahu fi salah, but he is not open for prayers, to get up to pray the sunnah, the additional prayers. He's so weak for that. But you tell him to go to war, this time immediately he will come up ready to go to war. And the other one, wa nashrul ilmi wa ta'limihi. So everybody gets something. Maybe you open up for prayers, not open up for fasting, for sadaqah, but not for fasting. Is it all of that is being divided by Allah? Wa nashrul ilmi wa ta'limihi min afdal a'malil bir. And to spread knowledge and to teach knowledge is among the good deeds. Among the good deeds. وَقَدْ رَضِيتُ بِمَا فَتَحَ اللَّهُ لِي فِيهِ مِنْ ذَلِكَ. And I already accepting with what Allah Ta'ala opened up for me in it, in spreading knowledge and teaching knowledge. مِنْ ذَلِكَ, from that. وَمَا أَظُنُّ مَا أَنَا فِيهِ بِدُونِ مَا أَنْتَ فِيهِ. And I don't feel that what I am in it right now, in teaching, spreading knowledge, is lesser than what you are doing. I don't feel like that. وَأَرْجُ أَنْ يَكُونَ كِلَانَا عَلَى خَيْرٍ. And I'm hoping that we both are in goodness. عَلَى خَيْرٍ. وَيَجِبُ عَلَى كُلِّ وَاحِدٍ مِنَّا أَنْ يَرْضَى بِمَا قُسِمَ لَهُ وَالسَّلَامُ. And is obligatory upon each of us to be pleased, to be accepting with what being divided for him. Me in knowledge, you in your own deeds. Wassalam, and may peace be upon you. Imam Malik is answering back. Wahada jawab min al-Imam Malik. This answer from Imam Malik. La yadullu ala ilmihi fahasbu. Is not showing for his knowledge only. Bal ala wufuri aqlihi. But even to the abundantness of his mind, his logic. Wa sumui adabihi, and also the highness of his manners. Wa judati bayanihi fi hadhihi qadiyati, and also the goodness of his explanation in this matter. Allati taha fi takdiriha fi amu minan nas, that being misguided or being lost in valuing it, few of the human being, many of the human being actually doesn't really understand this. You know, this thing, when you understand, you don't look down to anybody. You didn't say that, oh, you don't pray, huh? You don't know what Allah Ta'ala opened up for him. You don't say that you are better than others. Okay, that is the right thing. Because if you understand that Allah is giving the way for everybody, then you don't belittling anybody in what they do. You didn't say that they don't understand the Qur'an. These people doesn't then understand the Qur'an. You didn't say something like that. The problem is when you are talking, if you say that generally is understood. You say that people is not understanding the Qur'an the right way, it's okay. But when you say words to somebody, some scholars who are actually talking or defending Islam upon one or two things that related to the knowledge of Islam, in the creed of Islam, you are not entering into that debate. This guy go into that debate. But suddenly you say that this debate, they don't understand the Quran. You are not doing your work on that field. You are happy with what you are doing. Then suddenly you are saying that people doesn't understand the Quran. Are you the only one who understand the Quran? You don't say something. If you want to say it generally, yes, it's good. As general knowledge, yes. People is actually failing. I wish to say the Muslim is failing in doing their works. Yes, as general. But you don't say to a scholar who is doing things that you are not doing. You're saying that that scholar doesn't understand the Quran. If you understand the Quran, he's doing what I'm doing. He's doing what I'm doing. Oh no, you don't say something like that. You didn't say something like that. It's so wrong for you to say something like that. Because you are doing your work. He is doing his work. That guy doing this, his work. Because everybody is making through to their own way. That is why Imam Malik answered to him like that. He said, وَفِي عَصْرِنَا هَذَا بَرَزَ سِجَالٌ يُشْبِهُ هَذَا. In our time today, they emerge sijalun yushbihu hada, quarrel emerge, quarrels same like this, like being happened to Imam Malik. Nabbah Imam Malik ala khata'i qusurin nazari fihi, that Imam Malik have remind upon the wrong of lack looking or short looking into it. If you look it carefully, you will understand. But you look at it shortly, then that will happen. فَإِنَّكَ وَاجِدٌ فِي مَقَالَاتِ بَعْضِ النَّاسِ الَّذِينَ نَفَرُوا لِلْجِهَادِ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ عِتَابًا وَلَوْمًا لِبَعْضِ الْعُلَمَاءِ الْمُتَفَرِّغِينَ التَّعْلِيمِ وَالنَّشْرِ الْعِلْمِ. Because you will find in the saying of some of the people that run away, that they are going out for jihad in the way of Allah. They are going for the jihad of Allah, but in their words, there's a smear, and you can see that it's actually belittling to some of the scholars who actually they're using up their times to teach and to spread knowledge. That in the words of those who go to war, belittling people who spread knowledge to others, smearing or belittling. طالبين منهم النفير والخروج إلى الجهاد, that asking from them, from those scholars, to go out to jihad. Nafir, go out, and khuruj, the same meaning to jihad. Jihad afdal amal, because jihad is the best amal. Wa annaha fardul waqti, and it is actually the obligatory of the time. He said. Wa fi silsilati min ta'lilati allati yusaddiruna biha hadha al-lawni min al-itab. In chain of reasons, they come out with reasons, because jihad is the best amal, jihad is that. In chain of reasons that they publish with a little color of smearing towards the scholars who teaching knowledge. ويقابل ذلك أحيانا عتاب آخر من قبل بعض المشتغلين بالعلم. And at the same time, actually the opposite of that, sometimes they are smearing, mocking from the side of some of who is actually struggling or pouring up their time with knowledge and also da'wah. Bilaumi haula al mutafarriqin al jihad, to actually to smear those who use up their time for jihad. Wa ramyihim lahum bi anna kathiran minhum laysa bi alimin, and the accusation from them to those people that most of them are not knowledgeable. That is happen. We see that they are doing the da'wah but without knowledge. وَلَيَفْقَهُ كَثِيرًا مِنْ مَسَائِلِ الشَّرْعِ, then they don't really understand most of the problems of the Sharia. They don't really understand. And في سلسلة من المأخذ التي كان يمكن تهذيبها وتخفيف حدتها لو تأمل الجميع هذه القاعدة. From in a chain of scolding, that maybe you can clean up a little of it, and to dull a little of its sharpness. In your words, sometimes the sharpness of your word is more hurting than the sharpness of the knife. So because words, you can say, maybe if you can really dull it a little, if everybody look carefully into this rule, وَمَا جَاءَ فِي مَعْنَاهَا, and whatever came in its meaning, كَالْقَاعِدَةِ النَّبَوِيَّةِ الْآنِفَةِ ذِكْرِ, as the rule of the Prophet ﷺ that came just now is mentioning, كُلٌّ مُيَسَّرٌ لِمَا خُلِقَ لَهُ, everyone is being eased up for what he created for. You are created for what? So you will ease up for that. You don't force that person to be like you. You don't say that, why didn't you memorize the Quran? Maybe he cannot memorize the Quran, but he can do something else. That is the thing that you should really understand. يوضح هذا ويبينه قول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Explaining this and clearing up this, the saying of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace and good praise and peace be upon him. Allah said, the Prophet sallallahu said, "Man affaqa zawjaini fi sabilillah." Whoever give away zawjain, pairs, two pairs, mean two horse, two camel, fi sabilillah, in the way of Allah. Nudiya fil jannati, he will call inside the paradise, Ya Abdillah, O servant of Allah, Hada khairun, this is good. He will be called inside the paradise, this is good. Because he actually been giving away that because of Allah, he will be called inside the paradise. Then the Prophet add up. فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْ أَهْلِ الصَّلَاةِ دُعِيَ مِنْ بَابِ الصَّلَاةِ whoever from the person of the people of prayers, of salat, he will call from the door of salat. Wa man kana min ahli jihadi, whoever from the people of jihad, du'iya min babil jihad, he will call from the door of jihad. Wa man kana min ahli sadaqati, du'iya min babil sadaqati, whoever from among the people of sadaqah, he will call from the door of sadaqah. So likewise, that if we asatidah, we call from the door of da'wah, dua will get the same calling from the spreading, who spread the goodness on his way or his specialty. That is the thing. Everybody will call from among his door. Wa man kana min ahli siyam, whoever from the people of fasting, du'iya min babi rayyan, he will call from the door of rayyan. Like we mentioned before, everybody will call upon his own door. You will not call upon the door of Qur'an if you're not memorizing the Qur'an, but we call from the door of sadaqah if you are from the people of sadaqah.
But Ustaz, the Sahaba Sayyidina Abu Bakar, right? He can enter in any.
Because he's doing everything.
He can do everything.
Everything.
And Rasulullah said that he can enter.
Yeah, because he actually, when the Prophet ﷺ said that, the story is continue. Qala Abu Bakr Siddiq, then Abu Bakr Siddiq said, Ya Rasulullah, O Messenger of Allah, ma ala ahadin yud'a min tilkal abwab min daruratin. There's none upon them, upon anybody, being called from that door just like that, but must be from their own deeds. Means that you are from the people of salat, that is your door. The people of fasting, that is your door. And all that doors are the doors of additional deeds. Because praying, you praying 5 times a day, I pray 5 times a day, but I am not called as the people of prayer. Why? Because there is no advantages to be called as a people of prayer, except you are doing additional prayers. And also fasting. You fasting, I am fasting. So you are not be called a people of fasting. But additional fasting, then you will be called as from that door. Okay, remember. So Abu Bakr Siddiq being saying that all the people will be called from the door by default. Okay, then فَهَلْ يُدْعَى أَحَدٌ مِنْ تِلْكَ الْأَبْوَابِ كُلِّهَا. Does anybody will be called from all the door? All the door will calling him, come. Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallam said, Nam. Yes, there will be somebody being called from all the doors. Wa arju an takuna minhum, and I hope that you are among them. I hope that you are among them. But this is actually, when you read this, you must read the other hadith that Abu Bakr Siddiq radhiyallahu anhu, the Prophet sallam one day said to his companion, who did sadaqah today? Abu Bakr said, who pray voluntary prayers today? Who is fasting today? Everything is raising up his hand. Even Umar ibn Khattab, when Abu Bakr passed away, he actually followed Abu Bakr when Abu Bakr became a caliph. Abu Bakr, after Fajr prayer, he will go out, and Umar followed him. One time, Umar followed him, and he went into a house. And Abu Bakr, inside the house, was cleaning, cooking, and everything. It's actually because that house belonged to a woman, an old woman who is blind. So Abu Bakr is preparing everything for her for that day. Then second day he come, third day he come, the same. At first Umar thought that Abu Bakr have any scandal, a new wife. But suddenly when he saw that, he said, you are tiring whoever come after you, ya Abu Bakr. When Umar know the situation, he said Abu Bakr is tiring whoever become caliph after him. Because he is doing something you cannot do it. But he is doing that. And the woman doesn't know that the one that coming to the house is Abu Bakr, who clean and preparing everything for her. She doesn't know until the death of Abu Bakr. Then she know that Abu Bakr was the one who came to her house. But Umar said, you are tiring anybody who replacing you. That is Abu Bakr. So because of that, when the Prophet said to Abu Bakr, I hope you are the one that will be called from all the doors, it is actually, logical for his deeds. It's logical for his deeds. Because he is actually doing everything, every day. Not lefting out. You want to ask something?
There's also another hadith, I'm not sure whether I listened it properly, that there's a sahabah who asked Rasulullah SAW whether can we go to heaven only doing the mandatory amal. The wajib salat, only the fasting, only without any additional sunat. So that, and Rasulullah said, you can still go to heaven. Is that I don't know what.
Okay, the hadith is actually related to the situation. When the Prophet ﷺ sent his companion to preach Islam to the villages outside of Medina, then those people, after the preacher from the Prophet came to them, they came back to the Prophet asking whether it is true or not. That your messenger said to me that I have to do this, to do that. So all the things that being asked to the Prophet is the 5 pillars of Islam. Not more, no additional thing. Okay. For him at that time is enough. For him at that time is enough, because the companion who are staying with the Prophet, they get additional command. Because that person is Bedouin. You know, the Bedouin that stay outside of Medina, are far away from the Prophet ﷺ. So for him is enough.
It's not a general rule.
No, because if you do the things and you do the other things, like you hurting your neighbor, hurting your parents, you're not taking care of your parents, you're actually losing more than that. The obligatory things is not helping you. Cannot help you if you doesn't do the other obligatory. Because a person who married, that he have the obligation towards Allah and obligation towards his family. He cannot say that as long as I keep the obligatory from Allah, I don't care about my family. No, you cannot. You are sin because of that. And you cannot go to paradise because of that. So that person, when the Prophet answered, yes. And even the Prophet said, whoever want to see a dwellers, inhabitants of a paradise, look at that guy. When he said, I will not add up to it, I will not add up for whatever you told me, I will not reduce anything from it.
He's a Sahaba.
He called as Sahaba because he met the Prophet, but he's not the Sahaba that become our role model. Because the role model of among the Sahaba are those who early in embracing Islam, from Muhajirin and Ansar. That's why Allah said in the Quran in Surah At-Tawbah verse 100, وَالسَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ مِنَ الْمُهَاجِرِينَ وَالْأَنصَارِ, those who among the first and the early who embraced Islam from among the Muhajirin and Ansar, وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ, and whoever follow them in good manners. Radiyallahu anhum, Allah will be pleased with them. Waradu anhu, then they will be pleased with Allah. So that is, yeah, that's why we say, because they already get. We cannot use that terms. The 10, actually not only the 10. If you really think about it, when Allah said, "Laqad radiyallahu 'anil mu'minin idh yubayyi'unaka tahta asy-syajarati," Allah already pleased with the believers when they give pledge to you under the tree during the story of Hudaybiyah. You know how many of the companion? 1,400. 1,400, not 10 only. 1,400 who followed the Prophet ﷺ to go to Umrah. They cannot enter Mecca. 1,400. 1,400 who following him. That Allah said, Allah already pleased with them when they place you under the tree. So they get the radiyallahu anhu. We cannot use, even though Allah said, Allah already pleased if you follow the companion. You cannot say Ustaz Adli radiyallahu anhu. Oh, cannot say. You like the person, you don't use that.
That prophet's wives.
Yes, surely they are among the first. They are there. They are there. Even they get special treatment from Allah in Surah Al-Ahzab. Allah Ta'ala is actually giving them all the guidance because Allah Ta'ala want to cleanse them from any sin. So if you understand this, that this guy that you say, I will not add up, I will not reduce anything, he at that situation is enough for him. For him. At that time. Yes. But after the spread of Islam and he is capable to come to the Prophet to learn more and everything, yes, he must add up. Because you are not in the same level. Like I said, maybe that is the first level of paradise. We have 100 more.
Can we say that during that time, maybe the Quran is not completed as well?
About the Quran is not completed is enough for you until that time. Because it is what being obligated upon you. Furthermore, if the thing happened up in Medina, the rules and the obligation of Islam is more. But that person, when they being told to him to do the 5 pillars of Islam, is enough for him for that time. But at the same time, the companion who are near with the Prophet, they are not being given only that 5. The Prophet give them more and more obligation. Your rights towards your neighbor, your rights to your family, your children, your wife. You cannot say that they can be safe just because they pray 5 times a day. Not enough. Because you have a more obligatory upon that. Because the level of Islam, you have Islam, Iman and Ihsan. Ihsan is the highest point that you are achieving. For the sake of Islam, yes, you are a Muslim. But for that, the Iman level must be add up. Because that, when the Prophet said about the religion, when Archangel Gabriel asked the Prophet 3 questions, he start with Islam, then Iman, then Ihsan. That is the level of Islam, level of this religion.
The closest to Rasulullah is Muqarrabin. Can we say that?
The Muqarrabin is not called that, because Allah Ta'ala called the Muqarrabin for the angels who are near with Allah. The bearer of the Arash. That is called Muqarrabin. Yeah, you don't call the Prophet Sallam's companion as Muqarrabin.
For human is Muttaqin, the one which is very
Muttaqin, actually that is the level of Ihsan. Siddiqin also that level. The thing is, the level of the religion is not stopped as a Muslim only. You must add up to become a pious person. To be a pious person. Not only as a Muslim person. Because piety is taqwa. Because Allah give inside the Quran that the most noble person in the sight of Allah is atqakum. The most pious upon you. Not the most prayer upon you. The most pious upon you. The piety is the thing. Okay? Okay. Qala Ibn Abdullah berkata, Ibn Abdullah said, wa fihi, inside the hadith, anna al-amal bir la yuftahu fil aghlabi, that the good deeds will not be open fil aghlabi, normally, lil insani al-wahidi fi jami'iha, for a human being, for all of it. Will not be open all the good deeds for you, for all of it. Wa anna man futiha lahu fi shay'in minha hurima ghayruha fil aghlabi, that whoever being open for him in some of the good deeds, hurima ghayruha, he will be stopped from other of it. Fil aghlabi, normally. Wa annahu qad tuftahu fi jami'iha lil qalil, but at the same time it may be open for all of it, for little numbers of human. Wa anna Abu Bakr Siddiq min dhalikal qalil, and Abu Bakr Siddiq is from among those little numbers of human who will open for him everything. Everything will open for him. Okay. He said here, wa fi sahati namadhij kathiratin khasiratul ummatu taqatihim طاقاتهم. And in the field, in all the field in life, there are many examples that the nation, the ummah, is losing its capability. Bisabil ikhlal bima dallas alaihi hadil qa'idati, because lack of what being shown upon it of this by this rule. Fahadha syabun mubdi'un fil ilmi, like this example, this guy, this young person who is innovative in his knowledge. Wa atahu Allahu fahman wa qudratan al-hifzi, and Allah Ta'ala give him an understanding and the strength upon memorization. Wa salaka tariqahu fil ilmi, and he go into his way in knowledge. Fayatihi man yatihi liyuqinahu bil inkhirati fil amri khairi. Then come to him, whoever come to him, to make him to try to make him to satisfy him to go away, to go into charitable deeds. وَكَأَنَّهُ وَهُوَ فِي الطَّرِيقِ الطَّلَبِ, and as if while he is actually in the way of, getting the knowledge, فِي طَرِيقِ الْمَفْضُولِ, the guy is learning, collecting knowledge, learning, suddenly as if his way is not good. Our amal marjuh, not really the best. You must be in our way, go into charity, not go into knowledge. As if. But this guy is really, have all the capability to memorize, and Allah Ta'ala give him good understanding. But somebody turn him away to go into charity, then he stopped to involve in knowledge. Okay. Well, aksul sahih, and the other side also good. فَمِنَ الشَّبَابِ مَا يَجْتَهِدُ فِي طَلْبِ الْعِلْمِ, because among the young people who actually they are struggling, they're striving in learning knowledge, in getting knowledge. وَلَكِنَّهُ لَا يَنْجَهُ وَلَا يَتَقَدَّمُ, but he doesn't, he's not success and doesn't advance in knowledge. وَيَعْلَمُ مَنْ حَوْلَهُ أَنَّهُ لَيْسَ مِنْ أَهْلِ هَذَا الشَّأْنِ, and those who around him know that he is not from the people of this matter, the knowledge. فَلَيْسَ مِنَ الْحِكْمَةِ فِي شَيْءٍ أَنْ يُطَالَبَ هَذَا الرَّجُلُ وَأَمْثَالُهُ بِأَكْثَرِ مِمَّا بَذَلَ. It is not wise, not upon wisdom, not from wisdom, even a little of wisdom, to be demanding from this guy and whoever like him more than what he can give, what he can give away, not more than that. You should not push him more than that. فَقَدْ دَلَّتِ التَّجْرِبَةُ عَلَى أَنَّهُ لَيْسَ مِنْ أَحْلَاسِ الْعِلْمِ, because the trial, the test already shown that he is not among the people of knowledge, the advance in knowledge. فَيَنْبَغِي تَوْجِيهُهُ إِلَى مَا يُحْسِنُهُ مِنَ الْأَعْمَالِ, then it is good to show him or direct him to what he is good from among the deeds. فَالْأُمَّةُ بِحَيْثٍ إِلَى طَاقَةٍ فِي الْعَمَلِ, because the nation really needs to the capability, to the power in the amal khairi, in charitable deeds. Wal-ighathi, and also to help in helping the poor, the needy. Wal-ijtima'i wad-da'wi, also from the works of society and also da'wah. So this person must go into that place because he is not capable in memorizing. So he must do the other thing. وَفِيمَا أَشَرْنَا إِلَيْهِ, and in whatever what we shown to it just now, في تناول اهتمامات الصحابة in very variable importance of worry of the Sahaba. Their capability, their worry is being channeled up. Ridwanullah alaihim, may Allah Ta'ala please upon them. Ma yu'akkidu ahamiyatu fahmi hadhihi al-qa'idati is what really emphasizing the importance of understanding this rule. Ala wajhi sahih, in its right way. Hatta la nakhsara taqatin, so that we will not lose the capability, the power. Nahnu bi amasil hajati, that we in the dire needs ilaiha, to it. Khususan fi hadhihi zamani, especially in this time. Alladhi tanawwat fihi al-ihtimamat, that the importance is become very variable. It's not just one thing. You know, you can see that the thing about the religion, the works for the religion is variable. So we have to channel up everybody. Wa ta'addadat fihi tara'iqa khidmatil Islam, and become many in it the ways to serve Islam. Wa naf'il nasi, and also benefiting human. Wal muwaffaqi man arafa ma yuhsinuh, and the one that being given tawfiq by Allah are those who know what he can do best. Fawazzafahu li khidmati dinihi wa ummatihi, then he use up whatever he can do to serve his religion and his nation. Wa fil athari, and from among the athar that being said by the companion or the followers of the companion, inna Allah yuhibbu idha amala ahadikum amalan ayutqinahu. No, it's from the hadith. From the hadith Abu Ya'la, but it's actually da'if, not really strong. But the Prophet did said that he said inna Allah, indeed Allah really love idha amila ahadukum amalan, when any one of you do his deeds, any deeds, and yutqinahu, that he really careful and really have attention into it. Wa kaifa yata'atta al-itqan min shakhsin la yuhsinu ma yu'anihi wa yu'alijuhu, and how can you get the speciality or the great attention from a person who is not good in doing things or in facing anything. You know, he's not good in that thing. How can he become a good attention person in that thing? Hadihi ba'du al-hidayat al-wahyi. This is among the guidance of the revelation from Allah. Qad alima kullu unasim mashrabahum. Indeed, have known everyone, every human knew. Every human knew mashrabahum, their way, their place of drinking. And the saying of Allah, kul kullun ya'malu ala shakilatihi, say, O Muhammad, everybody is doing on his own manner, I'malu, and the Prophet did say, do your deeds. Kullun muyassaru lima qadrahu, everyone is being eased up for whatever he been created for. Fahal natadabbaruha wa nastafidu minha. So don't we want to look carefully into it and get benefit from it, min ajli fa'iliyati aktsari li taqatina, so that we actually for the sake of moving for most of our capability, to move most of our capability, that is among the things that we should really understand. Okay, so for now, when you look at anybody doing anything, you know that he is doing in his terms, you are doing in your term. So you're not belittling anybody, because you know that something that you cannot do, he can do it. He cannot do, the other guy can do it. So as long as we are doing the same work, inshallah, it will benefiting our ummah. Okay, Alhamdulillah. We stop there. InsyaAllah. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa sallam alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.